After my second baby, I couldn't stop crying. I felt nothing when I looked at her. I thought I was a terrible mother. I had postpartum depression, and I didn't recognize it for weeks because I thought what I was feeling was just normal exhaustion. Today, I'm sharing how to tell the difference between baby blues and postpartum depression, and when you absolutely need to get help, because this is more common than you think, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Hey everyone, I'm Diana, and welcome back to Sweet Pregnant. I'm a doctor specializing in women's health, and I'm a mom of 3. And here's something I don't talk about often. After my second baby was born, I struggled with postpartum depression. As a doctor, I should have recognized the signs. But when you're in it, when you're sleep-deprived and overwhelmed and your hormones are crashing, it's hard to see clearly. I thought I was just tired. I thought all new moms felt this way. I thought I'd snap out of it. But I didn't, and eventually, I had to get help. Today, I want to talk openly about the difference between baby blues, which are very common and temporary, and postpartum depression, which is a medical condition that requires treatment. Because understanding the difference could literally save your life. Let's start with baby blues, because this is something that happens to the majority of new moms. Studies show that 50 to 80% of women experience baby blues in the first 2 weeks after giving birth. 50 to 80%. That's most new moms. What are baby blues? Baby blues are caused by the massive hormonal shift that happens after delivery. During pregnancy, your estrogen and progesterone are incredibly high. After you deliver the placenta, those hormones plummet within 24 to 48 hours. At the same time, you're dealing with sleep deprivation, physical recovery, and the overwhelming responsibility of keeping a tiny human alive. Symptoms of baby blues: crying for no clear reason. You might cry during a diaper commercial or because your toast burned. Mood swings. You feel happy one minute, then overwhelmed and sad the next. Anxiety or worry. You might feel overly concerned about the baby, even when everything is fine. Irritability. Small things that wouldn't normally bother you feel huge. Feeling overwhelmed or inadequate. I can't do this. I'm not good at this. Everyone else seems to have it together except me. Trouble sleeping, even when the baby is sleeping. Here's the key thing about baby blues. They start within the first few days after delivery. They peak around day 5, and they resolve on their own within 2 weeks. You don't need medication, you don't need therapy, you just need support, rest, and time for your hormones to stabilize. What helps with baby blues? Sleep. I know this is nearly impossible with a newborn, but sleep whenever you can. Even a 2-hour nap can make a huge difference. Talk about how you're feeling. Tell your partner, your mom, a friend. Don't bottle it up. Accept help. If someone offers to hold the baby while you shower or nap, say yes. Get outside. Fresh air and sunlight can improve your mood. Eat real food. Your body needs nutrients to recover and regulate your hormones. Be gentle with yourself. You just did something incredible. It's okay to struggle. With my first baby, I had baby blues. I cried a lot in the first week. I felt overwhelmed and scared. But by week 2, I felt better. The cloud lifted. That's baby blues. Temporary, self-resolving, and very common. But if those feelings don't go away after 2 weeks, or if they get worse, that's not baby blues anymore. That's postpartum depression. Postpartum depression affects about 10 to 20% of new mothers. That's 1 in 5 women. It's incredibly common, but it's still heavily stigmatized, so women don't talk about it. Postpartum depression is different from baby blues in several important ways. It lasts longer. Symptoms persist beyond 2 weeks and can continue for months or even a year if untreated. It's more severe. The symptoms are intense and interfere with your ability to function. It doesn't resolve on its own. You need treatment to get better. Symptoms of postpartum depression: persistent sadness or hopelessness. You feel sad most of the day, nearly every day. There's no joy in things you used to enjoy. Difficulty bonding with your baby. You might feel emotionally disconnected from your baby. You take care of their physical needs, but you don't feel that rush of love everyone talks about. This was the symptom that scared me the most. I looked at my second baby and felt nothing, just numbness. and that made me feel like a monster. Severe anxiety or panic attacks, constant worry that something terrible will happen to the baby, racing thoughts, heart pounding, difficulty breathing. Intrusive thoughts, disturbing thoughts that pop into your head about the baby getting hurt. These are not the same as wanting to hurt your baby. They're unwanted, distressing thoughts that you can't control. I had intrusive thoughts about my baby falling down the stairs or choking. I knew I would never let those things happen, but the thoughts terrified me. Extreme fatigue or lack of energy. Beyond normal new mom tiredness, you feel exhausted to your core, even after sleeping. Changes in appetite, either eating way more than normal or having no appetite at all. Feelings of worthlessness or guilt. I'm a terrible mother. My baby deserves better. I'm failing at everything. Difficulty concentrating or making decisions. Your brain feels foggy. Simple tasks feel impossible. Withdrawing from family and friends. You isolate yourself because you can't face people or you feel ashamed. Thoughts of harming yourself or the baby. This is the most serious symptom and requires immediate help. When did my postpartum depression start? About 3 weeks after my second baby was born. The baby blues had passed, but instead of feeling better, I felt worse. I cried every single day. I dreaded nighttime feedings because it meant I'd be alone with my thoughts. I felt like I was moving through water. Everything required so much effort. And worst of all, I felt guilty for not feeling the way I thought I should feel. I had a healthy baby. I should be happy. What was wrong with me? Postpartum depression is not your fault. It's not a character flaw. It's not because you're weak or ungrateful. It's a medical condition caused by a combination of factors. Hormonal changes. The dramatic drop in estrogen and progesterone after delivery affects your brain chemistry. These hormones influence serotonin and dopamine, which regulate mood. For some women, the brain doesn't adjust well to this sudden shift. Physical changes, sleep deprivation, pain, exhaustion, and the physical demands of caring for a newborn all stress your body and brain. Emotional factors? The transition to motherhood is massive. Your identity changes, your relationships change, your entire life changes overnight. History of depression or anxiety. If you've had depression or anxiety before pregnancy, you're at higher risk for postpartum depression. Stressful life circumstances, financial stress, relationship problems, lack of support, a difficult birth experience, or a baby with health issues can all increase your risk. Thyroid problems. Sometimes postpartum thyroid dysfunction can mimic or contribute to depression symptoms. Here's what I want to emphasize. You did not cause this. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't think too many negative thoughts. You didn't fail to bond properly. You didn't eat the wrong foods. This is a medical condition, just like diabetes or high blood pressure. And just like those conditions, it requires treatment. So how do you know when you need professional help? You should call your doctor if your symptoms last longer than 2 weeks. If you're still feeling terrible 3 or 4 weeks postpartum, don't wait for it to get better on its own. Your symptoms are getting worse instead of better. If you felt okay at first, but now you're spiraling, that's a red flag. You're having trouble taking care of yourself or your baby. If you can't get out of bed, can't eat, can't make yourself feed the baby, you need help immediately. You're having thoughts of harming yourself or your baby. This is an emergency. Call your doctor, go to the emergency room, or call a crisis hotline right away. You feel hopeless or like your baby would be better off without you. These thoughts are symptoms of depression, not reality. But they're serious and need immediate attention. Your partner, family, or friends are worried about you. Sometimes the people around us can see what we can't see ourselves. Don't wait for things to get unbearable before you reach out. The earlier you get treatment, the faster you'll recover. I waited 6 weeks before I called my doctor. 6 weeks of suffering because I was ashamed and I thought I should be able to handle it on my own. When I finally made that call, my doctor was so compassionate. She told me, "This is not your fault. This is treatable. You're going to feel better." And she was right. What will happen when you call your doctor? They'll ask you questions about how you're feeling. Answer honestly. They're not going to judge you or think you're a bad mother. They might have you fill out a screening questionnaire called the Edinburgh Postnatal Depression Scale. It's a simple set of questions that helps assess the severity of your symptoms. They'll talk with you about treatment options. They'll create a plan to help you get better. The good news is that postpartum depression is very treatable. Most women who get help start feeling significantly better within a few weeks. Treatment options include therapy. Talk therapy, especially cognitive behavioral therapy or interpersonal therapy, is highly effective for postpartum depression. A therapist can help you process your feelings, challenge negative thoughts, and develop coping strategies. I started seeing a therapist weekly, and it made such a difference. Just having someone to talk to who understood what I was going through was incredibly healing. Medication. Antidepressants, particularly SSRIs like Zoloft or Lexapro, are commonly prescribed for postpartum depression. And yes, they're safe to take while breastfeeding. The amount that passes into breast milk is very small, and the benefits to you and your baby of treating your depression far outweigh the minimal risk. I was hesitant to start medication because I was breastfeeding, but my doctor explained the research, and I decided to try it. Within 3 weeks, I felt like a different person. The fog lifted. I could think clearly. I felt connected to my baby. I stayed on the medication for a year, then weaned off slowly with my doctor's guidance. Support groups. Connecting with other moms who are going through the same thing can be incredibly powerful. Knowing you're not alone, hearing that other women have had the same thoughts and feelings can reduce shame and isolation. Many hospitals and community centers offer postpartum support groups. There are also online groups if you can't leave the house. Practical support. Treatment also means getting help with daily tasks. If you can afford it, hire help with cleaning or cooking. Ask family to come stay with you. Let your partner take over nighttime feedings. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You need rest, nutrition, and time to heal. Lifestyle changes. While these alone won't cure postpartum depression, they can support your recovery. Get outside every day, even for just 10 minutes. Move your body gently when you can. Walking helps. Eat regular, nutritious meals. Sleep whenever possible. Limit time on social media, especially comparing yourself to other moms who seem to have it all together. Most women need a combination of therapy, medication, and support to fully recover, and that's okay. Use every tool available to you. Before we finish, I want to briefly mention that postpartum depression isn't the only perinatal mood disorder. Postpartum anxiety affects about 10% of new mothers and can occur alongside depression or on its own. Symptoms include constant worry and racing thoughts, physical symptoms like rapid heartbeat, dizziness, nausea, inability to relax or sleep, even when exhausted, feeling like something terrible is about to happen. Postpartum OCD involves intrusive, unwanted thoughts, often about harm coming to the baby, and compulsive behaviors to reduce anxiety. This is different from postpartum psychosis, which I'll mention briefly. Postpartum psychosis is rare, affecting about 1 to 2 in 1,000 women, but it's a medical emergency. Symptoms include delusions, false beliefs, hallucinations, seeing or hearing things that aren't there, extreme confusion or disorientation, paranoia, rapid mood swings. If you or someone you know is experiencing these symptoms, call 911 or go to the emergency room immediately. This condition requires hospitalization. All of these conditions are treatable. If something feels wrong, trust yourself and get help. Here's what I want you to take away from this video. Baby blues are common and temporary. If you're crying, feeling overwhelmed, and moody in the first 2 weeks, that's probably baby blues. It will pass. Postpartum depression is also common, but it doesn't pass on its own. If your symptoms last beyond 2 weeks, get worse, or interfere with your ability to function, call your doctor. Postpartum depression is not your fault. It's a medical condition. You didn't cause it. You can't just snap out of it. Treatment works. Therapy, medication, and support can help you feel like yourself again. You are not alone. 1 in 5 mothers experiences this. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not a bad mother. Getting help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Your baby needs you, but they need you to be healthy. Taking care of your mental health is taking care of your baby. If you're struggling right now, please reach out. Call your doctor, call a crisis hotline, tell your partner or a trusted friend. You deserve to feel better. You deserve support. You deserve to enjoy this time with your baby instead of just surviving it. I got help and I recovered. And you can too. If this video resonated with you, please share it. Someone you know might be struggling in silence. Hit that subscribe button for more honest conversations about pregnancy and postpartum life. And drop a comment if you want to share your experience. Sometimes just saying it out loud helps. You are doing an amazing job even when it doesn't feel like it. I'll see you in the next one.